Are we in a good setting for once? I think we're in a good setting for once. Hey guys, it's Haley with 5G1L. And I'm actually in my room for the first time ever. And my bed is not made. That's okay. But anyway, this week is kind of like us I'm gonna be messing with my hair so much. Oh my god. But this week, I just hit my knee on my dresser. This week on 5G1L, it is story week. Oh my god. Okay. It is story week and we're gonna be telling, we were supposed to be telling stories about stuff that's happened. Anyway, so I'm gonna tell you stories that happened to me all throughout school, like from kindergarten, it started from the top and I went to the bottom. From kindergarten all the way to my 9th grade year, which is what I'm in right now. Anyway, so I had a list of things I was gonna say. Like, I had my list of stories that is in my backpack, that is in my grandfather's car, and my grandfather just left. And so I have no paper. I have no paper whatsoever, and I'm just gonna have to wing it. Okay, let's get started. My first story is in kindergarten, and in kindergarten, I was a good kid, I guess you can say, but I got in trouble a lot. Like, I got to pick out of the goodie can, which means like you got to like have extra nap time, and like you got to play on the computers while everybody was learning. You got to do all this other stuff. But I actually got to pick out of that a lot, and I was really surprised. But anyway, one time we had like a green stick, like we had sticks, and one side would be green and then the other side would be yellow, and then you flip it and it'd be red, and like red, you got in so much trouble. Okay, well, I got a yellow slip for had to flip my stick to yellow for some reason. And then we were walking to lunch, I think. We were playing outside and we were walking to lunch. And this girl in front of me runs into a pole. Well, I ran into poles all the time in kindergarten. Like, there would be I don't know what you call it. But anyway, it'd be outside and it's like a roof thing. Anyway, and they would have poles connecting them to the ground. Well, I always ran into those poles. Like, there would not be a day where I did not run into those poles. I ran into them every day. I always had an ice pack on my head. Well, anyway, she runs into the pole. It's not me for once. So I started laughing. The teacher comes up and she's like, "What happened?" And the girl's crying her eyes out. And the teacher's like, "What happened?" And she's like, "She pushed me in the pole." And she points to me. I'm laughing. I can't defend myself because I'm laughing. And so guess who gets a red slip? Me. I didn't even do anything to the girl. Like, if this girl was watching this, I did not push you into the pole. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I did not push you into the pole. Well, anyway, so I get my red slip. And we lived in northern Louisiana, and all of our family was in southern Louisiana, and that's where I live now. I live in southern Louisiana, and I used to live in northern Louisiana. And so we were going to go see all of our family that day. I don't know why, but we were leaving. It was Friday, and we were leaving that Friday to go to southern Louisiana to see our family. Well, so I didn't tell my parents about it. I wasn't going to until we got back because I didn't want them to be like, "No, you can't go." So I was going to keep it a secret. Well, silly me, I leave my backpack open. Or I don't know how that happened, but I left something out, and my dad found the red slip. And we were in the middle of the store, and it was like not accessories and all that, but it was like cute little gifts and like plates and all that stuff, like monogram stuff. Anyway, he picks up a magnet and he throws it, and the magnet breaks because he was so mad. I don't remember what happened after that. I don't remember if we went or not. Good times, good times. Skip a little bit later, first grade. There'd be like certain people to pick out to point out the alphabet, and this is when I went to a private school. And this is still in northern Louisiana. The alphabet was above like the eraser board, whiteboard thing. I did not even know the name of it. It was above that. So, and my teacher had a little prayer table because it was a private school, you know, private schools. And they had a little saint statue. It was like probably this big, like cut off this much. It was this big probably. So it wasn't big at all. And it was sitting on the table. And well, I get picked to point to the alphabet. Well, I don't have an example to show how big the stick is, but the stick that I had to point with was so big. It was bigger than I was in first grade. Well, I get picked to go point to the alphabet on the top. So I get the stick and I'm pointing to the alphabet. Just keep A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I hit the prayer table. The saint statue falls over and it breaks. And I'm like, of course it does. So like, here's the statue. Here's me. I'm not the stall. I wasn't. Oh, there's hair all over it. Okay, I'll be the seahorse. So here's me walking. And then like my stick tumbles. I tumble. I hit. Saint statue falls and breaks. And everybody is looking at me and I'm like, I was picked to point to the alphabet. It is not as easy as it skip another few months, a year later, third grade. Second grade, that third doesn't even come after one. My window's open, people are probably like, what the hell is she doing? Okay, second grade. We had to take these AR tests, which is like we read a book and we take a test. And it's like how well you do on your test. You get a certain grade. Well, anyway, we just got done reading James and the Giant Peach. And so we were watching the movie. Well, I had to take an AR test because I needed to get my points. Like, you had to get like, I don't know, in second grade you had to get like probably 6 to 8 points. So I was like, I want to go take an AR test on this book I read. And it was like the teacher from the Black Lagoon, Dark Lagoon, I don't know. One of those things. And it's like the little boy, he's like imagining his subs to be this bad or his teachers to be this bad, like monsters, and then they're not. They're really nice people. So I read that book. It took me a long time to read that book too. I'm not kidding, it took me a long time to read that book. So I read it and I go to our teacher's aide and I'm like, hey, can I go take my AR test on this book? She says no. Why? Because they're taking tests on James and the Giant Peach right now. Well, I need to get my AR points. Well, you gotta go sit down and wait. So I go and I sit down on my desk, okay? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I gotta take my AR test. So I go up to her and I'm like, okay, I'll take my test on James and the Giant Peach. Well, our teacher was outside making these like caterpillar things where you would like take a stocking and stuff like soil and stuff in it, and then it would be, and like you put googly eyes on it and it would be your caterpillar. Well, she was out there doing that. The teacher was in there while we were watching James and the Giant Peach and taking AR tests on only James and the Giant Peach. So I go and I'm like, okay, my hair is really bothering me, hold on. Back to my story. So I go up and I'm like, hey, I want to take my test on James and the Giant Peach. And she's like, okay, go ahead. I get on the, because it was like the computer, and you would have like to select a program. Well, I go and I select the AR program. And I search up the teacher from the Black Lagoon. I click it, I take my test, I pass it. Then I have to go get it signed by the teacher. So I'm like, okay. So I go up to her, I'm like, here. She's like, I thought you were taking a test on the Giant Peach. I was like, I didn't know. I forgot. I had my mind set on taking the test for the teacher from the Black Lagoon. So she's like, go sit down. So I go and sit down. And then it's my turn to go make my caterpillar. I'm all excited. I'm like, yay, my caterpillar. Go outside, sit down. And my teacher's like, so you lied? And I was like, what? She's like, you lied? Our teacher's name was Miss Ann. She's like, you lied to Miss Ann? Our teacher aide was Miss Ann. And I was like, what? She was like, you said you were going to take an AR test on James and the Giant Peach and you take one on the other book. And I was like, yeah. She's sitting back inside. I did not get my caterpillar. Okay, this is for real 3rd grade this time. So this boy comes up to me. He's like, hey. He's like, oh, leaning up on stuff. And he's like, hey. I'm like, hey. And he's like, you want a kiss after school? And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't think so. He's like, come on, you can be my first kiss and I'll be yours. I'm like, okay. So, we had like, I think my last class was religion. I'm not 100% positive, but this is still private school. So, I'm like, okay. Hold on, let me angle this down. Okay. So I'm like, okay. So it was kindergarten through 12th grade, so like the bell rang and everything for you to get to your class. The bell rings. I dart out of the school. Like, I am running. I am pushing past all the big people. That's something I never do. Like, whenever you're little and, like, here's, like, them, and you're literally this tall. Like, you're literally this tall. You're just the head. You're literally like, you wait. I was running. But you literally wait behind, and you're like, okay, let the senior go first. Blah, 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 blah. And then you go, okay, no, stop. But me, he's a senior. Whoosh, I'm running out because I did not want to kiss that boy. And he didn't talk to me the next day at school. And then we get to 6th grade. So, like I said earlier, the middle school was a donut. Like, it was perfectly round. Like, here's the school. Let's see. Do I have anything round over here? Like, here's the school. This is the school. And you can just keep going around. Oh, here's a disc. Like, here's the school. So you can just keep going around, and you can just end up in the same place as many times as you need to. Well, I was on the dance line for that year. Tried out in 5th grade, and like I was on it the 6th grade year. And everything was okay. It was great. And then I want to say around October is when it started getting bad. Some stuff happened. I don't really want to talk about it over the camera. But some stuff happened, and I was bullied all year. I was called a slut and a whore and all that nice stuff. And you're in 6th grade, you're not supposed to know what that means, but it was said and it did hurt. I did go home crying a lot. I remember specifically one time, I had a binder and I was holding it, and all my papers fell out. And this girl, being nice, she told me, she's like, hey, your papers fell out. So I picked them up and I was like, thank you. And then this girl behind her was like, why'd you tell her? You should have just let her leave them there. And I was like, okay. And I was really sad. I don't have any friends. Like, I had no friends. All my friends are friends with me 4th through 5th grade. They left me. The friends that came to the middle school, well, from like kindergarten to 3rd grade, they didn't talk to me. I was sort of had to use this and everything, and really sad. I was really sad, but you know, it all works out. And then 7th grade year rolls around, and I moved. This is when I moved to. I was in North Louisiana, and then I moved to Southern Louisiana, and all my family lived here. So I mean, I had a lot of people. I knew a lot of people. 7th grade year rolled around, and I went to a private school. Like, I went to private school kindergarten through 3rd grade, and then a public school 4th through 6th grade, and then a private school 7th and 8th. Well, everything, like, I was a cheerleader, and I didn't even like cheerleading. I'm a dancer, and I've danced for at least 11 years, maybe 12. I don't know. Anyway, so I was a cheerleader and everything, and I talked to everybody at school to make friends because I didn't want to, like, not have any friends. I met my best friend, who is still my best friend today, through cheerleading because of, like, if you remember Plastic Bieber and did I say Bieber? And, like, apparently that girl the video of that girl that was selling the Girl Scout cookies, of her, like, leaning back before she goes wham on the tape. Well, we were watching that and we were laughing, and she's like, you like One Direction? I'm like, yeah, I love One Direction. foundation. Okay, anyway. Crap, no. Okay, I'm gonna put that right. And so we talked and we started hanging out a lot. Like, it was like we weren't awkward around each other, like how you're probably awkward around your best friend at first. Like when you're first meeting, you're like, sup. We weren't awkward at all. Well, oh my god. And so Alyssa, and she was in my best friend tag. So if you want to meet Alyssa, then go meet her in the video. Oh, last video. She had a best friend, and I don't want to say her name, but we're just gonna call her. We're gonna call her A because A. Pretty Liars. I don't even watch that show. Anyway, so A got really mad that me and Alyssa were Alyssa. Put us on Alyssa. Alyssa had a friend that got really mad that me and Alyssa were becoming best friends. So she started to bully me. Oh, not bully. She started like saying I was bullying her, so she's kind of bullying herself. Anyway, I got sent to the office one day because apparently I called her a slut, and those words did not leave my mouth because it was like the second month of school maybe. I was new. I just moved to the city. I don't know who you are. And so I'm like, okay. The principal's like, don't say that stuff again. I'm like, okay. So I leave and everything, and a few months later, like if you didn't do your science homework, you got sent out in the hallway, and you had to like do it all. Well, I got sent. We got sent out the hallway at the same exact time, so we were in the hallway together. And she was like, "You need to stop talking. You need to stop talking shit about me." And I'm like, "I'm not talking shit about you. Sorry." And she's like, "Well, I know you're just trying to steal Alyssa from me." I'm like, "No, I'm not." She's like, "Just stop talking about me, okay? And stop spreading rumors about me." And I go, "Look, A, I don't like you. You don't like me. So let's not talk to each other anymore." And then she storms into the science room. I walk into the science room. She slams her books down. She says she's done with me. The teacher's sitting there laughing at her. Seventh grade was a good year. 8th grade rolled around. I was a cheerleader again. And this was still at a private school. And 8th grade, a lot happened in 8th grade. Like, in my class, none of my friends were in my homeroom class, and it was like a really small school. And like, I got rumors pulled around that I don't even remember, but it was a lot of rumors that started a whole lot of stuff where people didn't want to talk to me anymore. So I'm like, whatever. And so then, this isn't like rumor wise. I'm playing with the Germex holder thing. Almost got my brush off the table. It's not really, this isn't a rumor, this is something that happened. Me and my friend Layla were in the library, and I was printing out my project for English because we had to do a project on Walt Disney. Like, no, I did my project on Walt Disney. People had other things, but so she got on Twitter, and I was sitting there minding my own business, doing my project, and the librarian walks in. Well, the librarian is like this. Like, I can't even do it. Like, that's how she walks, and she like walks like with her hands like this. Like, she looks like a freaking T-Rex. Okay, so she walks in, and we both get chewed out. I'm like, what happened? And she's like, you're both getting a detention because, and she points to me, she goes, you didn't stop her from getting on. I was like, I wasn't paying attention to her. So I got a detention for the person next to me being on Twitter, and my detention slip read the person next to her was on social media. I didn't get grabbed for that detention slip because it wasn't my fault, so you know. Who cares? And now for the best year so far. I mean, it's April, we get out of May. If something happens, I have a month left of them. It's okay. Was my high school year in a public school. It was scary. There was over 1,000 kids in the school. It's a really big school. It has a lot of people. A lot of bad stuff happens in that school, but I wouldn't want to go to any other school. I love my school. Let's see. I'm just gonna go down the list of my classes and see if I have any memories of that class. I take all advanced classes except in algebra, which I should do advanced geometry next year, and I had signed up to do advanced geometry next year, but I decided to back out and not do advanced geometry. But we have English, and right now in English, the only thing that I can say that's happened recently was my teacher saying I have no writing abilities, which is really funny because my fan fictions, oops, I just blurted out our fan fictions. They have like 200 so reads and then votes, and then my Imagined on Tumblr, they have like notes, and then people keep requesting for me to make more, so don't sit there and say I have no writing abilities. In algebra, which is my regular class, my only regular class, besides my like electives, I mean, I get A's and everything. In World Geography Advanced, nothing happens. I don't talk in that class. Then I have lunch with my friends, and then I go to PE. And in PE, we got a uniform to go dress out, and because we're supposed to dress out every day, but we don't. My uniform got stolen, along with some other things that got stolen. My friend's phone got stolen. Anyway, and then I have Fine Arts Survey, which you're supposed to be learning about like music and everything, so that's why I took it, because I wanted to learn about like Audrey. Look at Audrey in the back. Audrey and all them like actors, and like you're supposed to learn about all that stuff. Well, we don't. We watch movies all day, and we're watching Hellboy right now, and we watch some really good movies actually, but too many action movies. I don't like action movies. And then I have Physical Science Advanced, and my teacher, he played baseball with my dad, I think. Yeah, they played baseball together, or was it my uncle and him? But anyway, somebody in my family played baseball with them, and so he loves me. That's why I get to take up my test that I was supposed to take next week, because he even found out, said, he goes, you better be God like your family. And then I have speech, which is like supposed to help you get over your fear of talking in front of people. That class, they're all my family. Like, I love them to death. Like, I would not want to be in any other speech class than that one. They're all my family. If any of you guys in my speech class are watching this, I love you all, and I would not trade any of you for the world. I don't even think there has been drama in that class this year. I don't know, but we all work together as a family sometimes, and it's really crazy how much like we can all goof off with each other. Like, it's not one of those classes where there's one odd person. Like, everybody has a group, and everybody talks to each other, and it's so much fun, and I love that class. One specific memory I have from this year is me getting mono. I got mono in October 22nd, because I remember I was reading about like the concert anniversary, I think that's what they're called, because it was on August 22nd. So I went on August 22nd to One Direction, by the way. And so I got sick. Like, my throat hurt really bad, and I was running fever. And so my mom sent me to the urgent care clinic, and they told me I had mono. A lot of questions were asked as to why I would have mono, but it turned out it was because I drank after people that had it and I didn't know. Well, I was out from October 22nd to December 1st. And during me being sick, I had a lump that was probably like this big. Like, I don't know, like it was big. Like, I called it my baby giraffe because I look like a giraffe, like, because my neck was like to the side. But I had to get surgery and get it removed, and that's where this lovely little artwork comes in. And that's like my only memory I have, besides me goofing off with my friends and all that nice stuff in my grade. That's really it. That's all I honestly can say. Thank you guys for watching my incredibly boring stories. I want to set my hand on the bed. But I hope you enjoy listening to them, and I hope that you guys can not really relate to any of them, because some of them are really bad. Like, I don't advise you to lie about taking an AR test and you don't get your caterpillar. But anyway, like this video, and comment below one of your favorite school memories. It could be any grade. It could be, I don't know, whatever time you want it to be. Just comment below one of your favorite memories. And I am happy to announce that I will be starting my own channel here in a little bit. And I might video right now, and if the video is up, I'll link it below so you can click on it and check it out. And on that channel, I will vlog a lot, because I don't know, I love watching vlogs. Like, those are my favorite things in the world. So I will vlog a lot and do other fun things, and I just can't wait to get started. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye.